Okay, so today we're going to work on this part, the paper that she's holding, and we'll work on the face and hand. This way, the most of the colors are done and all of the skin tone is done. So with this paper, I am using here burnt umber, raw sienna, because raw sienna is warmer. It has a bit of this kind of a reddish color in it. If we use yellow ochre is a little bit more yellow. See the difference between raw sienna and yellow ochre? So you want something, whatever she's holding, right next to her red coat, to blend with the red coat, to have this kind of harmony of colors between these two, instead of one jumping out and the other one, like yellow and red, and it's like those bright colors. So instead of competing, you want them to blend together in harmony. This is not jumping, but this is there, and it has a bit of that warm color in it. So that's why I'm using raw sienna. It's warmer. I'm going to take raw sienna, and the burnt umber is for the darks in here. Like any dark that you see in there, I'm going to use raw umber in it. Burnt umber, sorry. Burnt umber. So I'm going to take a mid-tone, raw sienna, titanium buff. All right, we're going to keep in mind that these colors are going to dry darker. I'm using a flat brush, medium size, not too big, not too small, big enough for the first layer. Now, I'm not going to put all of those details in there for the paper. I'm going to try to simplify a bit. Let's take a bit of the burnt umber.
Who's tired? Oh, I am.
You're tired?
I'm always tired lately.
Now, this part is darker, a little bit darker, because, the paper is folding at this edge here, a little bit in, again, and I can always highlight any area where I need to get darker or lighter at this, later on. All right, let's highlight a bit now. Not really highlight, but take raw sienna and titanium buff. This is kind of, and again, okay, so I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the reference, and I am looking at the shape of the paper, the shape of the darks and lights. The value, the shape of the value, I look at it in more like geometric form, pattern. Okay, so I have a dark triangle here, right there. Then I have another one here, lighter. This one, right there. So I actually look at these in terms of shapes more than a crease in the crease, right? Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the paper. More of geometric shapes. Highlights. So I'm highlighting more, meaning I'm taking a bit more of the titanium buff in my raw sienna. Light is hitting this way. In between, mid-tone. So it's much easier to highlight or to work with values if you start with dark. Okay. I have to go back to this part. So now I'm going to go in slowly and look at the values carefully. Light, right here. Don't worry about this. Don't look at this for now. Look at this. Light, medium, tone, dark. So this is how I'm going to try to work with this. All right, let's get a smaller square flat brush. Let me see if this works. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Right. Okay, let's start with light. I'm gonna take raw sienna. Do you want me to stop for a minute before I start highlighting?
No, I'm not sure the ladies, but
Ladies?
no. No.
Did I hear no? Okay.
No, continue.
Continue? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take raw sienna, titanium buff, and a bit of white. Why? The reason I'm using titanium buff still, although instead of using raw sienna and white, is just I don't want that strong highlight. Too strong. Already this is going to be strong. Look.
Yeah.
That's already strong. So I just want that toned down off-white kind of soft color in here. Again, now I'm going to go mid-tone. So I'm taking a little bit more of the raw sienna with titanium buff. No light, no white in here, because I'm going mid-tone now. And now I'm going to go with a little bit of burnt umber right here. Okay. Round brush. And now I'm going to try to work with values, different values. Light, medium. Let's see. The paper turns around in here, so it becomes a little bit darker. But not too strong of a dark. There. That's better. So I don't want sharp edges everywhere between the different values. I'm going to try to soften the transition of the values from light to dark in between, because there is no sharp edge in there. There's a bit of kind of a stronger edge of the paper, but it's not very strong. Okay, this is good. All right, let's highlight. I'm just playing around with the, values. Light, dark. A little bit of a darker color in here, kind of a darker value. Just raw sienna and a bit of white and like titanium white in here. Okay. Between the dark and the light, there's a medium color. Okay, let's go down. Okay, this is good, but it's still a bit too, oh, too dark. Okay. I haven't been using any white except for here. So most of what I'm using is raw sienna, titanium buff, and burnt umber. There's no need for white unless there's a strong highlight, and we're coming up to this. But for now, we're still working with medium tones, soft, not too heavy, not too strong, to start to, shape the bag or the paper. Mid-tone in the middle. There's a strong line of burnt umber. Kind of goes in. All right, we don't want too many kind of details in here and lines, and just a soft suggestion of what's happening in there. Honestly, there's no need to go too much, except for the big, big details in there, like big highlights and darks. But the little ones in between, it's like little kind of creases in between. Just ignore them. Just don't go there. Because the more you put in there, the busier it looks, and it's distracting. Okay, so I'm going to take a bit of white now, mix it with the same colors, which are raw sienna and titanium buff, and I am going to highlight parts. I'm keeping my paint wet, so it's not dry. It's kind of wet paint, more like a glaze than heavy paint. Trying not to end up with sharp edges. Because acrylic dries darker, it's very hard to manipulate acrylics and to get it looking like, to control the values. Very hard. So you wait for it to dry, you go back and you adjust. I'm not liking this strong color, the dark in here. It's too much. I'm going to soften this. Okay, let's leave it alone for now. It's too much work on it, like spending too much time. And let it dry and see how it goes, and I'll check after if I need to adjust anything or just leave it like that. Because you know when you spend too much time on doing detail of an area where it's not the focal point, once you add the coat and we paint the rest, it might look enough. We don't need to spend too much time on it and put too much detail in there. All right. Okay. So before we do anything, let's finish this bouquet that she has in her hand.
Leon,
I'm going to stop actually. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Go
when
ahead.
When you highlighted the flowers,
Yeah.
did you use titanium buff or did you use titanium white?
I think there was titanium white in there. There was titanium white.
When I look at yours, it looks like you have highlights in your flowers. Like I see white. Like maybe it's the camera.
It's not really. It's not white. It's kind of.
You've got green on it.
Yes, it's like a muted green in there. We have to go back. Yeah.
Even the pinks and the purples. Like you've got pink in there, right?
Yes,
like
yes. So some of the first layer of the pink is muted pink. The first layer. And then go ahead.
Did you use titanium white?
No, for the first layer, no. Maybe the last layer, I used a bit of titanium white. Last layer.
It was titanium buff.
I think it was titanium white. Let me go back. I didn't write down the colors, but if we go back to the first, for the last week's video, it says on it. Like you can see everything on it. Okay, hold on. Oh, you're gonna do it?
I'll go back. I'm just gonna muck with it right now, and then I'll go back.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pause. Okay. So we're gonna work on the green part. The bouquet. So we did the paper bag, and no, it's not a bag. It's paper wrapping. And now I have sap green here. I have cadmium red medium, and I have cadmium yellow light and a bit of yellow ochre in here. So I'm taking sap green. I'm putting a bit of red in my sap green to make it more earthy and more olive, kind of closer to the natural color. Yellow. So I have a first layer which is kind of medium tone from last week or the week before. And now I'm going to work on highlighting a little bit some of these, part of these leaves, but I am not going to go exactly with what's happening in there. You know, it's not, we're not trying to copy exactly what's happening, but we are just kind of giving an idea of the bouquet she's holding. Okay, so this is medium tone, and I'm gonna go in between, soften this with a little bit of a darker, so the transition between the light and dark is soft. Back and forth between darks and lights. Okay, that's good. I'm using a round brush. Okay, yellow, green, green with red, green with a bit of red in it, yellow, and just kind of try to highlight a bit. This is interesting because the back of this flower, or I mean not flower, leaves is highlighted, and the front is not. So this is a leaf where it's folding over right here. It's folding over. I need to go dark here. I'm going to pause for 1 minute. All right, so now we're highlighting the leaves slowly. There is some beautiful movement of those leaves. Some of them are, oh, as you see, this is a bit, okay, let's put some red in here, because the sap green is, you could put red, or you can easily put yellow ochre in sap green, to make it. Okay. Yellow ochre will do too. It will work.
Are you going to go more white?
Eventually, a bit. Yeah, on some of them, yes.
Yes.
On some of them. And now let's highlight this part.
With lighter green,
lighter.
yellow?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Lighter.
Yes. With yellow. Yellow and green.
Yes, but for the highlights.
Mm-hmm. Yellow and green.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm using green and red to darken my green. So because I need to put in here, in between these two, separate them a bit with a dark green. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. I'm going to highlight the one in the back a bit, just a tiny bit. I'm going to use yellow ochre and sap green to highlight this part. Again here. All right, so the ones in the back, not too much highlight. Just keep them on the dark side. Okay, let's work with this one. With this one, I'm just taking sap green in here. It has a bit of yellow, but it's just sap green. I'm not darkening my sap green with red or yellow ochre. And now I'm putting yellow ochre and yellow. These leaves are hard. They're not just kind of any leaves.
Very hard.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
At the beginning we say, oh yeah, very nice, blah, 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 and then complain. Oh, it's hard, then what are we supposed to do, blah, blah, and no more like this. Are you talking about yourself? Yes. Exactly. Talking about myself. The parts are good. It's just, it's so freaking tedious.
And that's what makes it look interesting.
Yes.
Unfortunately. All right.
Very nice layout. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. Okay. All right, now let's go to this one that is really highlighted, very strong yellow, even some white in here. But I'm adding yellow, green, lots of yellow, green, and I'm putting a bit of yellow ochre in the yellow part. Okay, one next to it. It's unbelievable how how acrylic dries darker.
Yeah.
So for now, what I'm doing is I am just working on values, light and dark, and I'm not really, looking at shapes or, detail. Just value. That's all I want to. I want to put the value in here to make sure I have lights and dark, and then I move on to detail. Whose answering machine is that?
Yeah. There's scam phone calls. We never answer. This is the home line.
All right, let's highlight. I'm bringing in a little bit of white at this point because I need this to be highlighted. I need a strong highlight in here. Toning down a bit using yellow ochre on this side. I need that highlighted, this part to be highlighted, but it needs to be a little bit toned down more than this side here. Okay, and more again. Too bad we can't put music on.
Why? Because you're...
Because I'm going to upload.
But the cousin said in the background you have to have music.
No, you can't.
No?
You can't. I can't.
No?
I can't. There's no
you
way.
can, yes,
No.
of course. No matter what he says.
No, he knows.
He knows?
Mm-hmm. He knows I can't.
Is he still advising you?
Sometimes.
Or he's not? Oh.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
He's really good at, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's very good.
I know.
He's very good.
Of course.
Because he's a professional, so he knows exactly what he's talking about.
The family is like this. Is he from your father's side?
No, from my mother's side.
The mother's side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beautiful. Especially the light color.
Yeah, the light color makes a big difference.
A difference, yes.
Oh. Now I'm working on detail, but before I was just putting
the colors.
Colors, yeah. But now I'm adding a little bit more detail.
Yes. Very nice.
Ah. It's fun.
Yeah. It is.
I'm trying to get a color called prism violet.
For what?
For this.
Oh.
Actually, this one is nice too. It's called deep violet.
Yes, instead of the purple.
Yeah, it's purple, but it's more on the red side, kind of more reddish. I'm gonna add a little bit of that color in there. Let me see. Let's see if it works.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. It's more like it has a bit of red because I can see in the reference the flower. This one here has both the blue and the red purple. Not only one, not one purple.
Because in some areas are really, really dark.
Yeah, and some of them are more kind of a reddish kind of purple, and some areas are bluish. So that's kind of. I think it's a hydrangea, right? I think so.
Yes. Yeah. Very beautiful. Beautiful.
So I had before, from last week, I had more like a bluish purple in there, and now I'm adding reddish purple, highlighting a bit here and there.
Yeah. The purple is the.
I think it was the purple I used was
the Payne's gray.
No, ultramarine violet.
Yeah. You're right.
And what's the prism?
Prism violet?
Yeah, you mentioned
prism violet.
Prism violet.
Yeah.
More red.
Yes. Try to find it. I'm gonna stop recording for a minute. Okay, let's add this prism violet with white.
Yes.
I don't want to work on it too much. That's enough.
Yes.
And we're just gonna keep it. Thank you. It's gonna keep it like that. That's enough. And we'll work on the figure when we come back.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording. Okay, this is the where we're at now, and the week after, next week, in 2 weeks, we will continue working on the figure.